Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Thursday, February 16th, 2023. And today is a special comment as an extraterrestrial talking to you guys. So, as an illegal alien from another planet, 3,000 light years from here, let me talk to you about your situation here. You have no idea of the word comprehension. You don't even know what that is. You barely know what understanding is. You barely know what communications is. You have no idea on society. You don't know what that is either. Or civilization. I see you put down the Neanderthals because they look like brutes according to you guys, and they had big brains and big heads, and well, the only one left, according to the president, is the guy in Texas. Well, sometimes he acts like a version of Neanderthal that you guys comment on all the time. But he's not really a Neanderthal. He's just a pain in the ass Homo sapien. And I can say pain in the ass because that's what you guys are. Pain in the ass to the universe. Okay, I'm glad you guys got extinct and hey, nobody lift a finger to help you. You ever wonder why is that? Really? My race could have had the same thing except that somebody raised a finger and helped us and changed us. We were changing ourselves, but they opened the door to change us even more. I don't see you guys changing anything about your human race. You're still as despicable and as awful as ever you were. Case in point, yesterday, your mass shooter from Buffalo, he got sentenced. And the judge, well, he didn't raise the questions he should have. He just told him, well, because of the way you did this and the people you killed, and the African Americans were acting their way again. Oh, you killed our people, yeah. And they are responsible in a way for what happened. So is the judge, and so is that stupid guy who did the shooting. You guys don't get it, do you? No, and you never will. But the judge gave him multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole. Really? Now, that's one guy. You put him away for life, yes. He'll still communicate with people, yes. But there's something you haven't changed, Judge. And that's something that you have to change, and it takes the whole society to do that idea. The idea to go to that supermarket 200 miles away from his home and pick an African Americans and, open up on them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you African Americans, look at all the African Americans that kill you. Whether they're police or stuff. I've seen in my 50 years that I've been on this planet, I've seen story after story where a girl got killed in her house because somebody, African American, shot a bullet and no, not where it fell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why would you shoot a bullet into a house in the first place? Or why would you shoot a bullet in the air? Because eventually it comes down and you don't know not where it comes down at. You shoot your missiles up in the air and you definitely don't know where it's coming down at. Heck, the Russians are doing that to the Ukrainians right now. But you humans, especially Americans, and let me point out a different thing on Americans. 2 weeks ago or so, you had a derailment in a little town in Ohio. And the people are getting angry. And I don't blame them because it's a community that's in danger and nobody seems to look at that. All they see is, oh, well, we got to get the lawsuits in here and file for the money that we're going to get out of that. They forget about the community. And people are telling them about the community. And Norfolk Southern, which is the railroad in question here, told them that, hey, it's getting too dangerous for us, so we won't show up tonight at one of the meetings because they were getting griped at. I mean, and that was a heavy, and you can't blame the community for that because the government allowed this. Because you got lobbyists and the government that sway a certain vote this way because money talks. Hey, you are getting ready for re-election in 2024. So how much do you want in your coffers here? $200,000, $1 million? What? Really? Yeah. You know what I mean. And you forget about the human condition and the community. Can you imagine a government that allows a railroad to make a train 2 miles long and don't use existing technology because it's expensive? And to run them right straight through the middle of town. The trucks, they say, oh, well, we got things like in Atlanta, we got 285. In Indianapolis, we got 465, and they go around. So you don't have to go through the city of Atlanta. Yeah, but look at all the little towns that goes around in 285 in Atlanta, 465. I mean, you get off, okay, we'll go down south to 65, and we'll head Greenwood, Indiana. And what are we carrying here? Well, we don't tell people what's behind in the truck or in the railroads and the trains, but we carry this very dangerous chemicals that'll kill them. Some right off the bat, and some, well, it'll take a few decades. Just drink the water, eat the vegetables, and play in the soil, cut the grass. Anyway, they'll be in there, and we'll get you. See what I mean? Because we're not responsible for these chemicals. We just transport them at a cheap rate. And therefore, we get our money and profit, and whatever happens to the communities, well. And it all starts with one thing, Americans and humans. I don't see a single person, I didn't see the judge coming back to the people of Buffalo and saying, we have to change our community, we have to change our values, and we have to change who we are. I haven't seen a single African American, I haven't seen a single Caucasian or Asian or Latin, any pigmentation, or the he, she, he's, and whatsits, and all the other if, ands, and buts, getting together and say, this isn't a binary society. We don't have base 2 here. Sure, you get, one or the other comes out. In some cases, no. You've had interesting cases of people producing their offspring, and they don't look anything human. They don't tell you about that. But 1 in a million of you are not human because you got other traits in there, and sometimes those traits come out. Unfortunately, your government and your scientists don't tell you that, but tell them. Ask them. 1 in a million is a strange-looking creature. And he should have all the rights of Homo sapiens because he was produced by 2 of them. Yeah. See what I mean? But I don't see anybody sitting down together and saying, we have to change our ways, get rid of the pigmentations, change our society to become human. What is human anyway? You put out the term, we didn't. We call you guys Terrans because it's Terra. And you're in a system of souls, so you're in the Terran solar system. Yeah. That's the way we look at you. And in a scale from 1 to 10, like I said, you guys are a 0.5 on the advancement scale of a society of humanoids, or insectoids, or arboreals. You are 0.5. Although the arboreals think of you guys as being down in the swamp. That's what they tell me about humans from Earth. Yeah. They just don't like you guys. And I don't blame them. In arboreals, you got them here. You call them monkeys. And you say, I got a monkey on my back. Mm-hmm. See what I mean, humans? And you guys don't know that those guys can become more advanced than you. Ain't that terrible? Or lizards. Oh, wow, look at that strange-looking lizard there, We got 3 planets that are lizard, as you call them, reptiles, bipedal reptiles, and they still have their cousins that are still not advanced. It's still a 4-legged reptiles like your crocodiles and stuff like that. And then you got your fishies that we call aquatics. Yeah. Heck, your whales here are far more advanced than you guys are, and you guys don't know it because you haven't communicated with them, and you can. They can tell you a lot more. They've been around here a lot longer than you guys. But do you want to listen to them? Hell no. But see, in those 2 cases, here in the United States, the Buffalo case, where the guy went over there and shot all those African Americans, and nobody ever asked him, how did he get the values he did? He survived. He's one of the few that you can go up to the prison now and you can say, okay, guy, how did you get to be the way you are? And it's a death sentence to your society because you guys allowed it. Whether you're African American, whether you're Caucasian, Asian, Latin, he, she, he, or what's it, you guys allowed it to happen. And you can't say no. So when are you going to put your pants on, get off your duffs, and start changing your views on humans and changing your society for the better? Is it going to be 100%? No. Is ours better than it was from our ancestors? Yeah. Better than it was when we first started our federation 1,460 years ago of your years? Oh, yes. Is it perfect? Hell no. But are we better off? Yes, we are. Do we let people like you die? Yes, because we don't need your disastrous consequences attacking the rest of the community, as in the galaxy that you call the Milky Way. We're trying to make a good community here, and there's plenty of bad boys out there besides you guys. But we don't need you guys to add on to the bad boys. Yes. And the good and the bad? Well, that doesn't mean that 100% good, 100% bad. There's bad in us, there's bad good in them. Maybe 20%, maybe 5%, but there's good. But that still doesn't take away the predominating 80% bad or 80% good. See what I mean? You can't look at it like capitalism solves all, and this is the way the planet should be run by capitalism. Like I said, each issue has its own value, and that's the way you got to deal your government. And the way you start a planetary government, you don't go right straight ahead and say, Americans, okay, we unite with Canadians and then we unite with the UK. What a combination that would be. Oh, and throw in the Mexicans? Yeah. Oh, boy. Talk about a disaster happening, huh? That's not the way to do it. You start with a little town, then you go to another little town, and a little town, and then finally you get to a point where you got a whole state. And you go from that state, you go to next door. If you happen to be Alabama and Florida, well, I don't think you guys will get together because you guys are like night and day. And throw in Tennessee for good measure. Oh, boy. They don't even honor Davy Crockett over there, so. See what I mean? I'm speaking as an alien talking to you guys in a language that you guys understand, I guess. If you don't understand this language, then something's wrong with you stupid people. Anyway, this is your favorite alien. Good day.